Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, I am joined with Jason, one of the 10K Club members from the Amazon course. So we're going to do an interview with him today. So make sure if you are interested in this sort of content, make sure you subscribe with your notifications turned on. Let's get into this video straight away. Okay, we are here. We have joined you. I've got my phone here with some questions. Better unlock that. But Jason, thank you for taking the time to do this kind of video with us today. Is it right if you can just introduce yourself to all the lovely people watching at home?
Yeah, so hi, my name's Jason. I'm part of Jonny's Seller Pro group. So I was part of the course. I've been selling on Amazon now since June, July time last year. Part of the 10K Club. Yeah, so I'm just here to share some of my journey with you, I suppose.
It's wicked, wicked. So I want to go straight into it. So we're not kind of talking for hours and hours, because we could talk for hours and hours. I know we could. So I want to go through kind of 3 different parts of your journey. So like the before, the during, and then the kind of to date and to the future. So I guess my first question that I think a lot of people will be able to align with is, what actually made you look into Amazon in the first place?
I think a lot of people will probably be able to relate to what I did. It was just after Christmas last year. I think I had the January blues. I was on the way to work, and I was just looking at how to make money working from home effectively or passively and things like that. And Amazon FBA came up. I can't remember specifically what whose YouTube video it was or anything else, or who online I saw. And I pretty much dived into it and just sort of immersed myself in it and started to look at what it meant, what it does. And then after going through many YouTube videos, I stumbled across your journey, and that was quite inspiring. So yeah, it sort of took it from there. I was, as I say, it was just it was a commute in the morning and just scrolling my phone, and that's where it happened, I suppose.
What was then the was this something that really stood out to you with the business model that thought, I like that? Because there's lots of different things you could have done. What was it about the particular FBA model that stood out?
Yeah, I like to be my own boss. I don't like being told what to do and everything else. And also, it was something that was passive. So I understood that I've got bills to pay. I want to still lead a happy life and things like that. I haven't got thousands of pounds to invest. I haven't got a lot of time to invest. So the Amazon FBA model, it stuck out as because you can get a product, you could get it launched, and then it's very, very limited time you have to spend dealing with that product, so to speak. It's all front end. So that's where it was. It was more the passive side of things.
And in terms of, because you've got a full-time job, you're a very busy person, work in London. You know that the horror of the commute. So I know we have that in common. But was in terms of the time, because you just mentioned the time constraints there, how did you find juggling starting up a business and working at the same time? Like, did you find time, or were you worried about that at the beginning?
With my job, I'm lucky enough. I sometimes I finish a little bit earlier. Sometimes I start a little bit later, just with meetings of how things can land. But to be honest with you, I started looking at it in January. I didn't really fully immerse myself until March, where I started to do product research and things like that. At that time, I could spend a couple of hours a night doing that. And then once it started getting talking to suppliers, you'd wake up in the morning, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, you'd be on WeChat or whatever way you want to talk to them, and you get things done. So it's more of a 6 till 9 o'clock when you start work thing, and then after work you can still do it. So there's no, I don't see any excuse really. If you want it enough, you just get on with it and make it happen.
You find the time, right?
Yeah, so, exactly. There's always time. It's not that difficult,
I love that. Yeah, and you're so right. If you want to make it happen, then you just have to decide to, instead of watch Netflix in the evening or whatever, or even on your commute to work, instead of just watching that or reading a book, kind of work on the business instead. So it's all down to you, isn't it? And I think
definitely. I sometimes sit on the sofa now and I should be doing something, and I feel a massive guilt when I don't do it. So that you just need to be motivated
all the time. Every day I have that. I'm like, damn it, I'm sitting down again. Why am I doing something? Every day, So I think everyone struggles with procrastination, but I think when you're starting up a business, it's just trying to get out of it, right? So
definitely.
let's kind of think back to then. I know everyone they always ask the same questions, like, you know, did you have a budget to start with?
No, I didn't. Let's be quite honest with you. I got a bonus, which sort of was the moment that made me really jump in, because I wasn't expecting it, and it was free money. Now, I'm not talking, this wasn't tens of thousands of pounds. This was, you know, 1,500 quid, 1,800 quid at the time. I'd saved up a little bit more money, and that was like, right, I've got this money. I'm not just going to go on holiday, or I'm not just going to go and buy some new clothes, whatever. I'm going to actually do this with it, because if I just made my money back, or if I lost I wouldn't be too worried about it, to be honest with you. So that was the moment where I was like, right, you know, I need to make this work now.
Yeah. And when you actually found your product, did you use any particular method to do it?
So obviously, you know, I subscribed to Jungle Scout. I went through the Jungle Scout metrics of finding products. You know, I cycled through, I think I got samples for 3 or 4 different ideas until I found my first product that I got with now. I think my first product was plastic lunchbox containers. Luckily enough, I didn't go with that. It was only when I found the first product I sell now is that I really realised that there was an opportunity there. And I know you always speak about the opportunity. It is so true, because people still talk to me now as like, oh, I'm looking for a product, I can't find this product. It's like, you're not finding a product. You don't want to just sell. Look at the bigger picture. And the first product I started selling, or I decided to really go for it and make the order, it's in a niche where there's loads of add-ons that I can do to that, so I can actually build a business out of it, and the opportunity is there, which no one else is doing. So exactly. There's a few people doing it, but they're not doing it very well. So
precisely, it's finding out how you can do it better than other people, which is ultimately going to give you a bigger business in the end. At the end of the day. So how was that actual process of like actually doing it? So getting it like private labeled, getting it shipped, launching it on Amazon. How did you perceive that before you started compared to how it actually was?
It was a lot. It was hard, but you learn as you're going. You know, I took my time. I'm very precise in what I want as well, which helps. I didn't want to rush it. I always said to myself, I'm in no rush to get this out there. You know, I was working full time. I wasn't skiing. I wasn't anything else. So I had the time to really do it right. It was a lot difficult than what I thought though. You know, dealing with some suppliers, they're absolute nightmares. Lucky enough, the supplier that I have now, he's fantastic. You know, he's supplying my second and third product now. Nice. So it is all about finding that supplier that you have that trust with, I think.
I think
now, on the flip side of that...
Go on, sorry. No, you go ahead.
On the flip side of that, it's really exciting, because you're building something that, you know, when you launch your hydro fuel bottle, I can see the excitement that you had at doing it, and it's something that you're creating. It's like your little baby, and you know, it's you grow with it, and it's great fun as well. It is hard, but on the flip side, it's really, really good fun.
Exactly, and I think nothing easy is worth doing, right? It's got to have have a bit of resistance, and I think now you know what a good supplier kind of looks and sounds like, if that makes sense. So when if you need to go and find someone else, you've already been through the process of going and find someone. They're being hard to deal with, and this, that, and the other. So it's just part of the process, which is awesome. But once you've done it and you've learnt it, then
you learn so much. I'm still learning now. I'm launching my third product now, and I'm still learning even now. To say, you know, going through the motions, there's still stuff that I'm like, that, you know, I remember that from last time. I'm not going to do that again. So
exactly, not going to make that mistake again. And I guess, you know, fast forward. So you launched your product. Sales started coming in. How did it feel then? What was like the emotion going through? Were you like, oh my god, it actually works?
It was quite surreal, because, you know, I told some close friends of my family, and they were sort of a little bit like, really, you know, no one's going to buy that. Like, what even is this product? They didn't know what the product was. I didn't even know the product that I was selling until I found it on Amazon. There was that opportunity there. And they were like, you know, I can't see how that's going to happen. But the products got into Amazon, and they got listed. I vividly remember the morning. It was a Saturday morning. And I said to my fiance, I was like, oh, you know, it's live. And I had the app downloaded, and she was like, oh, great. So we went down to the pub. And, you know, it was about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. I logged onto my app, and I scrolled, and I was like, "Oh my God!" She was like, "What?" I went, "I've sold you, like I've sold some." And it was the most surreal. It's like someone's bought my product, you know.
Yeah.
It was the best feeling in the world, and yeah, it kept swiping, and it was like, "There's more," and it just off it went, and it's crazy. It was really crazy.
Yeah, it's weird when you can even open it in the morning where you haven't looked at the app all day. And you're like, okay, it's been a good day. It's been a good day, and you've done nothing for it. How do you find? Are you spending a lot of time on it every single day, or are you finding it quite hands off? Like, how much time are you putting in maybe on a daily basis?
So the 2 products I've got launched now, I will wake up in the morning. I'll see if I've got any messages before I go to work on the app. Then probably around 11, 12 o'clock, I will have a look at the listings, just to see if I've got any reviews or negative reviews, because I'm not sure if this works for everyone, but that's pretty much the time when my reviews get updated. And after that, it all depends. You know, if I'm walking to the station, I might have a quick look. I'll get home, but I mean, 10 minutes, 15 minutes a day. It's fair. If you get a message, you get a message, you have to respond to it. If someone returns an order or something goes wrong, my products there's no components or anything else. They're pretty much a one standard thing, so I don't get many returns at all. So it is hugely passive.
Yeah, so I guess that's the point that we're all kind of going for, right? It takes time to set up. It's going to be tricky. You need to find the right suppliers, do all that sort of stuff. But once it's launched and it's ranked, then really it's weird, isn't it?
You don't. I look at my PPC on a Saturday. I'll spend half an hour, 45 minutes optimizing that constantly. Just because I just like to make sure I'm still trying to get it as best as I can. PPC, I think everyone will agree, it's a dark art, and I'm still learning the PPC myself. So I try to just keep my brain ticking over that, but that is the extent of it.
Yeah, and advertising is one of those things where it's going to be continually evolving. Even if you're amazing at it, like today, doesn't mean that you're going to be amazing at it in a few months' time, because things can change. Yeah. So that's really important to stay on top of that. So how did it feel when you hit the 10K? Did you realise? What was the day like?
I did realise. I think it was just before New Year's Eve, or it might have been on New Year's Day. It was one of those things. I remember I was getting very, very close to it. Yeah. And so I remember saying to you, "You better get me one of those orders." So I'm gonna hit that this time. And I remember a guy. He actually emailed me direct and said, "I want to buy. I think it was 7 or 8 of your products, because I have obviously a minimum order quantity." And I was like, "Oh yes, brilliant!" I think that was one that might have tipped me over the edge. And we celebrated on New Year's on New Year's Day. It was fantastic. Yeah, but literally 2 or 3 days later, I was like, right, what's the next milestone? You always have that drive to keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger, so. Yeah,
exactly. And that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning of it. It's just a nice little landmark that you can hit. And I think it's quite psychologically pleasing when you hit that kind of nice round figure. It's like, then you can get to 100K and then up to, $1 million or whatever. Just add a zero on each time.
Definitely.
That's wicked. So what was the most important thing you've learned through the entire process? Is there one thing that stands out? Yeah,
take your time. Really, don't rush anything. And if you can, invest the money on the important things, your photos. When I first launched my first product, the photos were absolutely dreadful. It still sold, and I thought this is still great. Since I've gone to rendered photos, I know you've done something on that the other week. I've done that before when I got my second shipment in, and that pretty much, I think that had about 50 to 60% of my sales just through the photos. So spend the money where you should spend the money, and take the time when you should take it. Get it. It's your product. You're putting your name to this, so get it right. You don't cut corners.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because I see people do this like, I want to save money on this. I'm like, no. That's where you spend money, you save, and then you're going to make that money back 100,000 times over.
You do it once. You only have to do it properly once, and if it costs you £200, you'll make that £200 back in a week, and then after that, it's clear profit. That's the thing. Yeah, I think it's a huge investment, but it's not, because you're investing that over. If you say you've got 1,000 units, you're saying something costs £100, and you spend it, it's going to have 1,000 units cost. It doesn't cost a thing really when you think about it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's really important.
Yeah, don't cut corners and don't cut costs if you can.
All right. So, what's your? Do you have like ambitions for the future with your FBA? I know you kind of hinted at maybe increasing the product line, but what's your ambitions for the future of your business? Yeah,
so I'm about to launch the third product, or the third product's nearly complete, and it will be coming very soon, hopefully in a month or so. And then within my niche, I've got about 4 or 5 products lined up. I just haven't got the capital to buy them just yet. But with the money I'm making from the other 2 and now this third one, I'm starting to launch them quicker and quicker and quicker.
Yeah.
So the idea is to have 7, 8, or 9 products on this brand.
Mm-hmm.
One of the products that I will launch at the end is super competitive, so I need to have a massive fan base off Amazon, Instagram, and email base to launch that correctly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's, once I have that launched, that will be the end of this line of products for that brand anyway.
Nice. Do you have like a monetary goal for that kind of brands?
For turnover, what, a turnover or
turnover, like a yearly or monthly.
Blimey, it's 30 to 40k a month turnover, I think, at least, which I think is well achievable. And then I know I messaged you the other day about it. I want us to start looking to sell in Germany, Italy, Spain, etc. So if I start going to their markets as well, it could be huge. Yeah, I want it to be. It needs to be Europe wide. That's the next step, really.
Exactly. So, and we're going to talk about that on the strategy call.
We are
literally after this, aren't we? Yeah. So we're going to go through all that selling in Europe and stuff like that. And that's for anyone that's interested. We do like bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks, a little group strategy call for course members, and that's where. So it's like 5 o'clock now. In an hour, we're going to do that. So that's really cool. That's wicked.
Yeah, that's the game for it. I want it to be £1 million turnover. If I could, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, definitely possible.
It would be, and it's possible. But that's the thing. I do believe. I generally say to my fiance, I say, this will, and if then do I sell it? I don't know. If someone wants to buy it, you just don't know, do you?
If someone wants to hand you a big bag of cash, then I'll take it.
Exactly that. So it's a long way off, but I'm confident that I've got the model right now, and as I say, the opportunity is there. So I'm just going to go out and smash it.
Exactly.
And
so
make it work.
It's wicked that you've been able to build a business in such a very, very short amount of time. Really, when you consider how long businesses normally take to actually start up and create profit. So congratulations to you for doing that.
Thanks.
It must feel great, and I know it does because I've done the same thing. But I want other people to feel that too. So I guess on that note, what would you say to anyone that's watching this, that's at the kind of thinking about it stage?
First of all, just learn as much as you can for a start. Immerse yourself in as much content as you can. If you can buy a course, do it. Obviously, I had your course, Jonny. And you're still adding modules now, which is fantastic. So definitely, if you can afford that, then as I say, knowledge is everything in this business. To be honest with you, it is. It's not just the course that you get. It's just interact with people, get on groups, post comments, get involved, ask questions. That's how I started out. No question's a silly question. And once you think you've got all the numbers right, if you know you've got the numbers right, you've done it right, just do it, because the model works. It does generally work. People say, does it still work? Yes, it does. People buy it off Amazon. It's incredible. So just go for it. That's what I'd say. Get
the knowledge, the support network, and then just take action and actually
definitely
get a damn product sold.
Basically. Yeah, 100%. You will start selling. You will understand. Even if you start selling and it doesn't quite work out, you'll see the power it has, and you'll learn so much. Just do it. You'll never lose money. I don't think anyway. It must be pretty hard to lose money on this model. So just go for it.
Get it out there. And we're going to be seeing you at the next event, which don't say when it is, because I haven't told anyone yet.
I can't remember anymore.
Good. But you're going to be there, aren't you?
I will be there. Yeah.
I actually do have your award in a box, because there was a big delay with making them, but I've got it right down there, so I'm going to give that to you at the next meetup. But thank you so much for joining us today. Would you mind?
Thanks for having me.
would you mind, if anyone has any questions, if they ping them in the comments, if you could hang around for a couple of days, just go back to it and
100%. Yeah, I'm away at the weekend, but I will try my best. Put them in there. I'll do my best to get back to them 100%. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you again, Jason, for taking the time.
No worries. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, that'll be it. All right, guys. So if you've enjoyed that video, make sure you leave any questions down below. Tell me what you think about the interview. If you obviously have any questions for Jason, ping them down there. Smash the like button, of course. Be subscribed with the notifications turned on. If you want to learn how Jason did it, how he got the knowledge, all the support he got, if you want to do that, then I've got some free training that you can join. The first link in the description. And the second link, you can just enroll in the course straight away if you just want to take action right away and just jump in with both feet. But yeah, that's it. Hope you have a wicked day, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.